What's going on, YouTube? My name is ginj-tcg, or Chris, and today I'm back with revisiting a deck I have not played in a very long time. We are playing Miraidon EX here on the channel, because in the Black Bolt White Flare series, we got a huge buff to Miraidon with Electric. With the Dynamotor ability, we are bringing back the flat fee variant of Miraidon, swinging hard, swinging efficiently, and swinging super fast, taking KOs very quickly against very slow-paced decks like Gardevoir, Dragapult, which are now abusing a ton of Monkey Dories. We've now got the pace with Miraidon's Dynamotor to set up Iron Hands between the 4 Electric Generator and the extra discarded energies from different Ultra Balls, Research, and Carmines. We could just get Electric going, and then really just go to town with Ampy very much, taking KOs insanely fast against many evolving decks in the format right now. Now, I think Miraidon is honestly in a decent spot. I think the format has slowed down a ton, so I think Miraidon actually has some validity going into a lot of decks because it just feels very powerful with its insane pace. And if we're worried about the late game because I'm not playing Blood Moon or Saluna in this deck, that's fine because we got the new Zekrom EX also out from the set with Voltage Burst, where we do 130 base damage plus 50 more damage for each prize card your opponent has taken, doing 30 damage to yourself as well. So if your opponent has taken 5 prize cards, you're doing, what is it, like 250 plus 130 is like 380 damage or something insane like that, I think the math ends up being. So you're just one-shotting everything in the late game, and if you're like, oh, but Blood Moon or Saluna has that, you know, like no retreat attack if they got 1 prize card, that's fine, because we got Dynamotor, and we can also just passively set up Zekroms with manual attachments, and if your opponent is bodying, you know, and bossing up the Zekrom, well, that just means Iron Hands is going to be ready to go to town. Now, one of the other reasons I like this deck so much is because we got a single prize Pokemon, which honestly I think I realized in the last video existed, or maybe it was when I was just playing casually, like I had never seen this card, totally did not process it. We got Zeraora. With the Thunder Raid attack, you discard all energy from this Pokemon and do 210 damage to one of your opponent's benched EX Pokemon specifically, which is nuts, because that's a KO on Mew EX, Fezandipiti EX, and Squawkabilly EX, or Latias EX, which many decks are running right now. So I think Zeraora is an amazing single prize attacker that goes perfectly with Iron Hands, Zekrom, and even Miraidon with Photon Blaster doing 220 damage. I mean, it's a solid attack. You're KOing a bunch of basic EX Pokemon, such as any Ogre Pond, stuff like that. I mean, I think Raging Bolt is where things get a little tricky, but I think if you use Zeraora right, you use Zekrom right, and even an Iron Hands KO on like an Owl or something like that, you could actually 2-4-6 the deck, as long as you use one of your 3 bosses orders and your Prime Catcher to kind of go around the Raging Bolts themselves. Now, another thing that really helps this deck out a ton is Air Balloon, which is also out in this set. I did showcase Air Balloon a good bit in my last video, but the reason Air Balloon is so nice is it goes well with Latias. Since Latias gives a free retreat to all basic Pokemon in play, our Electrics do not get the benefit from that ability since they are Evolution Stage 1 Pokemon. So smacking an Air Balloon on an Electric means that we have free retreat in pretty much everything in the deck, which means it's really hard to stall anything in the active spot. So we're not needing to play any switches, any pennies. We're just trying to use every single lethal attacker we can. And if your opponent is playing some type of like retreat lock deck, well, just don't bench things that you don't want to attack with. Just bench a bunch of Iron Hands, Miraidons, and Zekroms, because you've got 15 energy in the deck, so you can attack very easily. And, well, I guess slowly if you just need a manual attach and generator your way through. But if you're in that type of matchup, like you can make it work. You can make it work. Our one switch out really is the Prime Catcher. Now going into more of the consistency stuff in the deck, we are playing 2 copies of Squawkabilly. We do not care about prize liabilities in this type of matchup. We're just trying to 2-4-6 our opponent before they 2-4-6 us. So playing 2 Squawkabillies is crucial in case we prize 1. But we got 2 Squawkabillies, 1 Mew, 1 Fezandipiti as our support Pokemon that help with the extra draw, especially in that early game with Squawk. And then we got 4 Carmine, 3 Research, and 1 Iono to help us just kind of fly through our deck and make sure we're accelerating everything as quickly as possible. Now, to recover energy, and I mean, maybe a Pokemon, but I feel like really it's kind of here for energy, and maybe the 1 of Iron Bundle, the 1 of Electric, the 1 Iron Hand, stuff like that. We do have the Super Rod. I think Energy Recycler could be a fun card to eventually put in Miraidon. I just think right now I like the 1 Rod because every now and then you do need to take a Pokemon. You really don't want to take just 5 energy, but there are a lot of occasions where you do just take like 3 energy because you've got enough attacking Pokemon to get you through the match. I think just a safety net of Rod is nicer, and of course you got the 1 Night Stretcher, which could function as the extra energy we need in our hand, the extra Pokemon in our discard pile we need to bring back, stuff like that. I really like the Night Stretcher. We're playing 4 Nest Ball, 4 Ultra Ball, again, to make sure we're getting the Squawkabillies immediately, as well as those Miraidons with Tandem Unit to set up the rest of our electric Pokemon board state-wise. We got 4 Generator for Energy Acceleration, 1 Bravery Charm, which could help beef up an Iron Hands or Miraidon, make it hard for our opponent to take a one-shot KO, and as mentioned before, the 2 Air Balloon. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for the list. I mean, I really like Miraidon. I think Miraidon is just fast. We knew how good it used to be. I think we finally got all the pieces that had rotated out back in some way, shape, or form. Like with, instead of Raichu V, we've got Zekrom EX. Instead of Flaffy, we've got Electric. We brought back Air Balloon. I think this deck has a ton going for it. I think if we just had somehow like a Peony reprint where you just discard your hand, take 2 trainer cards, which most of the time was just Nest Ball Generator or Double Generator, I think that would be like the absolute missing piece of the puzzle to bring this deck to the absolute highest people used to play it. But for now, I mean, it seems like a ton of fun. I'm super excited to get after it. But before I do, just want to remind everyone we got that TCG Player affiliate link in the description down below. So if you're going to TCG Player to order any decks, singles, or deck accessories, make sure you hop on over to TCG Player via my link. Just clicking on my link and ordering stuff as you normally do supports the channel in a massive way. So thank you so much to everyone who's been doing that. I for real could not express how much I appreciate it. And yeah, with that being said, let's hop into today's video of Miraidon EX and see how quickly we can cook 3 matches up. Welcome to match number 1. We're up against Gimmighoul, which, I mean, I glanced at Azul's thumbnail as well as a couple other YouTubers I saw. I don't remember who the other one, it might have been BTCG, I don't remember, Triple BTCG, excuse me, but someone else was playing Golden Go as well, and they were saying that this deck was insane. So I am excited to go up against it. I'm gonna try to shoot for the turn 1 KO on the Gimmighoul and just go for the donk. I mean, I think that would be the absolute best way to start showing off this deck immediately, and I prized all my Miraidons. Both of them. Be for real. Okay, well, if that's the case, I mean, I really don't want to lose access to my Air Balloons, so they're actually going to help out a ton in this matchup. I think I really do just want to take 1 Tynamo. I'm sure I could draw into another energy with Squawkabilly to retreat into. We do have our other Electric in the deck, so I think that'll help out a good bit too. So now that my confidence has been greatly hindered, we're just going to do this, and then we're going to rip the Squawk and Seize. I was hoping to get Miraidon there, unless I just completely overlooked it, so that I could take out Iron Hands and Tynamo, but it's not the end of the world. We'll take out an Iron Hands here. I definitely like the Ultra Ball getting rid of 2 more energy, just because we can only manual attach so much. And I'm going to take the Mew EX, which is just going to draw me an extra card after I manual attach 2 Iron Hands, rip the generator here, and take 2 energy. Now, if I could just get 1 more generator off this Mew EX, I mean, we are good to go. And I get a Nest Ball Boss's Orders. It's not going to help too much, but I will gladly take out, I guess, a Fezandipiti here. And, oh wait, no. Oh, I'm tripping. We do have the KO. I've got Arm Press. Duh, I don't need to go in with 2 prize cards. We could just take out their only active Pokemon. That is insane, dude. This is the Miraidon that I used to know. This is how he did it. I forget sometimes that Iron Hands has that that top attack, Arm Press. I mean, it gets the job done. So match number 1 wrapped up in just about 2 minutes. This could be a 4-match video. I'm not sure yet. Match number 1 looked pretty nice. We're up 1-0 at top into match number 2. And see if I can finesse opponent maybe even faster than I did on this turn. Welcome to match number 2. This is an opening hand you absolutely love to see. We're up against Joltik Box, but I think we've got a solid pace of play to go up against it. We're going to now get a Miraidon down. We still did prize 1 of them, but I've got Ultra Balls to get out my Squawkabilly. I've got Carmines as well, so I do feel pretty good here. I'm going to use Tandem Unit. I like the Iron Hands in this matchup. I think that's pretty solid. I also like Zeraora, and I definitely like Tynamo. I think Tynamo is going to be huge, and I think I rock with this board state pretty well. We're going to get the Air Balloon down on the Tynamo. I would love to Ultra Ball for Squawkabilly here, and I could definitely get rid of Ultra Ball. And I'm thinking we probably, I mean, I'm not going to bench Zekrom, so maybe I get rid of Zekrom here. I could manual attach to a Pokemon. We're not taking a KO this turn, so I don't need to worry about that. I don't need to get Latias down. I think Squawkabilly is more important because we've got Carmine, and now we've got a guaranteed Squawk, depending on what my draw is. It's not like I'm taking a turn 1 KO or anything. So I don't hate a manual attachment here just to conserve an energy. Energy on Iron Hands always feels pretty good. I'm not going to lie. I mean, Ampy very much on Joltik. We kind of know that's what they're going to do. I don't have a guaranteed Carmine off my Squawk. I've got the Carmine now, so I'm going to Carmine here. And then I'm going to get, honestly, a pretty great hand. I really don't want to Squawk this away. I wish I had a way to get Iron Hands out of the active. For now, I'll just Generator, gladly hit 2 energy. We'll set up the Zeraora that way. And I think this is where we go Squawk and Seize. Just discard the hand. We want to see if I could pull a Latias. And there it is. So we'll get this guy down. Who do I retreat into? Our hand is a little dead in terms of getting energy down. I mean, I got Carmine, manual attachment. I definitely want to get the Iron Hands on the bench going into next turn. And I guess I could just leave Squawk up in the active. We're up against Joltik Box. I can't imagine they're taking a huge KO. I mean, just in case they do somehow, I'll throw Miraidon up. I'm not too afraid to lose Miraidon. Losing a lot of boss's orders is kind of annoying in this deck, but I think we can work around it because they're going to have a ton of EX Pokemon on the bench that we can snipe with Zeraora. There's the Arven turn 1, so they've got their perfect setup. And one of the things about Miraidon that I do have to remind myself with when I play is, like, you can't be afraid to just discard absolutely everything. This is one of those decks that just functions better when you just, I feel like, all gas, no brakes. You know, we've got some energy in the discard. Sure, we lost an Electric, we lost a Zekrom. I've got a Rod. If I need to bring back one piece and a couple energy, we'll do that in that situation. I don't have to worry about bringing all of them back because we don't know how this game is going to evolve yet. And we're seeing Joltik Box also playing the Electric, the new Dynamotor ability. It's definitely going to help crack their deck out too. And the Generators. You know what? This might just be a Miraidon versus Miraidon match. They got Joltik to help set up energy. I'm surprised they did not... Oh, I guess they're trying to go for the insta-KO. If they hit 2 energy off that, they could have put a bunch on Miraidon and just told us to figure it out that way. That's fine, though. They're going to go Jolting Charge, which means I'm going to try to go Ampy very much this turn and take 2 prize cards off the Joltik before my opponent's got time to react at all. They'll set up their own Iron Hands. Okay, maybe they're going for a boss play on our own Tynamo. That would make sense. We know they play a ton of boss's orders. I will definitely manual attach to hands. And I think this is the situation where Carmine, we need to find a generator or 2, and we need 2 energy off these 2 generator. That's 1, so now it's really a make or break on this generator here. If I could pull an energy, I'll pull 2 energy. Huge. All right, so we'll get 1 here, and I absolutely love the other one on Zeraora. I feel like there's going to be value. They're going to want to go to Fez this turn, so I'm just going to retreat, go in with Iron Hands, and we're just going to amp you very much. Swing for 120 damage, take the first 2 prize cards in a huge match. Now, something to note, Miraidon with Charm is going to be pretty hard. This deck does not have insane damage capability until the end game with Zekrom, which is also currently in our discard pile, which does make things a little difficult. I mean, I'm not going to lie. But I definitely think we could work around it. I think, you know, we've got outs. We've got a couple boss's orders left. We play 3 boss and a Prime Catcher. I'm down 2 boss. So I got 1 Prime Catcher, 1 boss's orders. And that Zekrom is looking mighty fine in terms of a boss target. However, I wouldn't be shocked. I was going to say if to go Prime Catcher off this to amp up the Tynamo, I feel like would be the smartest route for my opponent. You want to just limit the energy acceleration. I guess you could take Zeraora, which is what they're going to do, but they're going to leave me with Iron Hands, which means if I could pull out boss's orders or my own Prime Catcher, well, I'm just going to take 4 prize cards with the Iron Hands and tell my opponents to keep figuring it out that way. So they got Iron Hands in the active. They're swinging 230. We don't have a great Pokemon who we can match with. So I think here we'll just promote Iron Hands. And we're going to get Fez here. We're going to Ultra Ball away. Oh, actually, you know what? No, we're going to Nest Ball and dig the Fez out. No need to do extra discard yet. We'll save the Ultra Ball for a Electric, and Fez is prized. Oh no, is Fez in the discard pile? Fez might be in the discard pile already. It is. Okay, that's fine. That is fine. Do I have a Night Stretcher or a Rod? I do. I have Night Stretcher and Rod, and Prime Catcher is also prized. So that means I'm not going to be doing an insane amount of digging this turn, which means, in all honesty, I don't hate a little restart play. It doesn't feel awful just to draw us some cards here. We can Ultra Ball, get rid of Squawk and Miraidon. Definitely not going to need 2 of these guys. And take an Electric. And then I could restart for 1. If that 1 is boss, we're golden. If it's not the end of the world. So we'll restart here, see if I can pull out something. Deck is nuts. deck is actually busted. It's not even funny. I definitely will Dynamotor to one of my bench Pokemon, period. That is amazing. I think I'm actually going to set up the Mew. My mentality, right? They take out Iron Hands with Zekrom. Dude, I'm going to copy Voltage Burst with Mew EX, and we're just going to run from there. For now, though, I am going to ampy very much the Tynamo and take another 2 prize cards and just make sure I could keep up this insane race for prize cards. Now is where things get difficult, though. 230 is a little difficult. We don't totally have the high numbers to hit that. But, I mean, if I could get a Night Stretcher down for Zekrom and they take a KO, we've still got 1 Generator, Night Stretcher, or Rod to bring back energy. I mean, that could be pretty big from this point on. We've got a manual attach and electric. We just need the generator to hit 1 energy and we can voltage burst and just kind of finesse our way through the game. They're going to boss up the electric, but they're going to leave me Iron Hands, which is not something I think I'm super upset about. Prime Catcher is still prized, and we're down all of our boss's orders. So now is where they take 2 prize cards, and I really don't have a great situation to figure this out. And I feel like this is where things get the most troublesome for our deck. So I guess here, what do I do? Promote Latias. It's free retreat, so it doesn't matter. And I don't want to promote Mew. Just, I don't know, just in case. And I get a Rod here. This might be where I bring back Zekrom. Right? We go Rod, we bring back Zekrom. I mean, even Zeraora doesn't feel bad, because that's just a guaranteed KO on Mew EX. But I think I'd do Zekrom double energy, just in case. And I could... I mean, we definitely Tandem Unit, bring back the Zekrom. I like the Carmine, I think. I think the Carmine gives me the best odds to hit our Generator and Prime Catcher are prized. Alright, never mind. Now I go Iono. Now this is absolutely the point at which I go Iono. We can attach the energy here. I just want to limit my opponent's hand since they're also doing pretty well. I mean, sure, they'll have a restart for maybe 1 or 2, depending on what they draw into. I'll also have a restart for 1, which doesn't feel awful. Tynamo energy is pretty sick. Don't think it's going to help me too much, though. I think here all I do is go for the restart. And, I mean, if they got game, they got game. I think the most important thing for us is to just attack every turn. So I think I just promote the Iron Hands and go Arm Press 160. If they've got the manual attach onto Zekrom and the attack, I mean, they were winning no matter what. All I do is have 2 prize Pokemon in play. Not the end of the world. I don't think I could establish my Dynamotors, my Electrics. Maybe 2 of them would have helped. I think that would have helped a lot more. And yeah, they got it. They just got the free retreat, Zekrom EX play. That's going to be a hard loss in match number 2, but it's fine. I mean, we ran it super close. We did get pretty lucky with that top deck boss's orders, but I think... I don't know, maybe I had too many support Pokemon in play. I think it was a little off. It was a little off, and that happens. You know, we did what we could. We're 1-1, which means we can still fight for the positive record, and depending on how much recording there is, I still might go for that 4th match. I'm not sure yet. Let's hop into match number 3 and see if I could fight back for the positive record with Miraidon EX. Welcome to match number 3. We're up against Festival Leads, it seems, which I'm not going to lie, may or may not have been a video I was planning to do this week too, so I am interested to see how this goes. And we honestly open up with a pretty fine hand. I mean, I got the Tandem Unit to get me down a Tynamo. Zeraora is not going to be too helpful. Another Iron Hands is going to be huge though. And I mean, do I force the Squawk? I feel like I could, right? Ultra Ball away, Boss Research, go Squawk. Just see if I could set up more energy, maybe more basic Pokemon. Actually, you know what? I'll get rid of the energy, just in case maybe I don't go Squawk. Maybe I prize an Electric. I definitely need Electric in this matchup. That's going to be super, super helpful. So I'll take the... No, I don't have prize both Squawks. Actually, both are right there. We do got our Carmines. Is my other Electric in the deck? It's not. Ooh. That's a little unfortunate, actually, because now I'm really second-guessing getting the Squawkabilly. I think maybe we go Mew instead here, right? This is fine. Because we got our Generator, we've got 9 energy left in the deck. We've played 10, 11, so there's 4 energy and an Electric prize. That is unfortunate. Okay, we're not gonna force anything we don't absolutely have to though. Instead, I'm just gonna take the Latias. I'm gonna need this guy down to get Zekrom out of the active spot. Want to save the Air Balloon for the Electric, and I think here all I need to do is just pass for a turn. My opponent has to take 1 turn to evolve, and then I'm gonna go Electric and Research. And between the electric, a manual attachment, I'll have 3 energy down on Iron Hands, which means 1 more would be 4 for Ampy very much, and I'd be good to go from there. Now an item lock with Ichipan. That would be annoying, but if that's what I gotta deal with, that's what I gotta deal with. Is there any better way for me to work around that, or do I just accept my fate? They do have the attach retreat. You know what? They might just go in with Bidoof and just Ichipan. They got the Vitality Band down. I'm surprised, actually. And they lost Rod to Dipplin. Oh, that's actually really big. It's going to hurt my opponent pretty bad. I mean, we know they got his Lana's Aid. They probably play a Night Stretcher or two. Ichipan's going to be annoying. I think we still force the KO. Even if it's just Arm Press for 1 prize card, we might be able to even it out at some point when we're not attacking with Iron Hands. We just want to make sure we're keeping pace against this deck, attacking as frequently as possible, and especially getting Zekrom out of the active here. Oh, excuse me. Oh my gosh. Big sneeze. We got the Air Balloon, Electric, and it has to go to a benched Pokemon, so I'm not going to retreat until I'm ready to attack. I will, however, go Miraidon, and I really don't mind getting a second Iron Hands here, right? And we're going to just try to take the entire game with both Iron Hands, and then we'll rip a Research and see what I can draw into. And this is a phenomenal hand, except for the fact that I don't have a single energy in it, and I am under item lock, so I think I just attach here. Oh my god, wait, yeah, this is bad. This is pretty bad. Okay. I mean, they'll just keep me under item lock until they're ready to attack. But they only have 1 Applin down. I did not expect to not draw into an energy. We had a full Research for 7. And I whiffed completely. That is the most Miraidon thing I've ever heard. Alright, I mean, I'll just pass. That's fine. If they keep me under item lock, I will just, I guess, keep passing, as unideal as that feels. I mean, I really don't want to promote an Iron Hands, but maybe that is better, just because they're going to need a little bit more than that Vitality Band to take it out. And never mind, they totally have a solid attack coming this turn. We're going to be going down 2 prize cards in this match, which is not where the spot I wanted to be in at all, but you know what? There's really not much I can do about it. We're just going to have to rely on maybe a late game Iono to kind of shut them down, maybe take out their only Dipplin, because they seem to be a little bit behind on the evolution side of things. They're going to need 1 Pokemon to take the full KO, but that's not a problem when they get down the Shaman. I was going to say they also could just wacky out their stadium and everything, and they're going to Iono my 2 generators to the bottom of the deck and get me 6 new cards. I guarantee 5 of these are going to be energy. No, just 1, and we get Prime Catcher too. Okay. That's all right. That's all right, because this is a very... How many... I don't remember exactly how many Carmine or Iono I play in the list, and I think that is going to be a later me problem. I mean, I could try to throw up the image. I've got the deck list right here, stacked up on screen. We got 1 Iono in the deck. Okay, so I don't really want to use it now. I kind of want to use it at a point where my opponent has maybe 2 prize cards left, because they're going to be trying to 2-4-6 us in the same way we're going to try to 2-4-6 them. And they're taking the first 2, which is problematic. So I mean, if I Carmine and lose Iono, and if Iono, my only Iono is down as well. Oh my god, wait, this is a nightmare of a spot to be in. Okay. That might just be the best thing we could do, though, right? Because what I'm thinking, if we Iono them, and they don't draw into a way to get out the Dipplin, they will actually be pretty stuck. They can't Boom Boom Groove unless they got the Festival Lead ability in the active, so maybe, you know what, Iono is the play here, it just doesn't feel ideal. And then I'll be conserving my Prime Catcher as well, because that's going to hold a lot of value on a different part of the game too. So they'll do the wave here, they'll swing for 110, and then they'll use Festival Lead to do the wave again, and swing for KO on Zekrom, mathing up to 230 because of the 10 damage from Bidoof. So it is mighty unfortunate, but it's not the end of the world. I'm pretty confident that we can take this one back. We're going to throw Latias up in the active. We've got the manual attachment onto Iron Hands, no energy in the discard pile. Zeraora going to do absolutely nothing for me this matchup. Almost put that in the wrong place. Let's attach that there. Shuffle up the deck. We do have 2 generators on the bottom. I will gladly take another Tynamo here, because we're going to eventually pull 1 out of the prize cards, hopefully. And then we'll rip an Iono, putting my opponent's 9-card hand back down to 4, which, I mean, I was hoping I could swing it on a turn where they would have 2 energy, but hey, so be it. And oh my god, wait. Do I not have Amp again? No, I whiffed every single generator. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Alright. This is fine. This is okay. We could Ultra Ball away Nest Ball Energy, because then I could use Dynamotor And I know I do not have another Electric in the deck to take off the Ultra Ball, but we do have the Iron Bundle. We are going to make this Ampy very much work. It's going to cost a lot more resources than I would hope, and I would have to expend. And then we'll swing with Amp for 2 prize cards. And this is probably one of the best spots I could be in this matchup, given the start of our game. I mean, we're now tied up on prize cards. They need Brave Bangle, Max Belt, something like that on top of the Diplin to make sure they're taking the KO, and that's not going to be an impossible task. Luckily for us, we did get out the second Electric from the prize cards and an Energy. So now, just when this is KO'd, when our Iron Hands is just obliterated, right? And they promote Apple, and no way they just got it like that. Anyways, I was going to say, when our active is KO'd, we'll have 4 energy in the discard pile. 2 of them are going to come back from an Electric. We got a manual attachment for the 3rd energy, and I've got Fez in hand to draw me 3 cards, hopefully find me 1 generator, because I have still whiffed every single one at a playable point in the game. And then if we could just get a 4th energy, go Amp again, we'll be putting on some heavy, heavy pressure. And they just got the research like that. So they'll draw into a fresh 7, where I'm sure they got their Diplin. Yeah, there it is. Now it's actually, it doesn't matter if they got the tool off this, because they just boom, boom, groove and take the tool out of their deck. The Brave Bangle, the new tool card, which is literally the entire reason I wanted to play Festival Leads. I mean, I think that Brave Bangle actually makes the deck so much stronger, it's not even funny. But if you don't know what it does, you do 30 more damage to your opponent's EX Pokemon. Which just fixes so much math in this deck. It makes it so much easier. You don't have to rely on Vitality Bands. I think playing that and the Max Belt and Kieran make it so strong, because then you could swing for 360 damage, taking huge KOs against like Dragapult EXs, you know, and stuff like that. With the Max Belt, you get up to 150 twice because you attack twice, so 300. Kieran, 360, because it's for each attack. And yeah, there's the Brave Bangle. If you haven't seen it, this is the card. Does it have to be attached to a non-ability? I'm curious. Doesn't have a rule box. Okay, so it also has to be attached to a non-rule box Pokemon. Whoa, my opponent's Diplin is going. Ah, broke the game. It's just, it disappeared. Oh my lord. Okay, we'll throw up Electric here. Remember, we've got 3 out of 4 energy needed against my opponent's lack of active Pokemon, but this is fine. I have no words. This game is a nightmare, dude. I apparently clicking on a card on the Pokemon while it's attacking or doing a second attack or something like that just takes it out of existence. So I'm really hoping I can still amp for game here. Or not game, excuse me, to keep the game going here. And I think I just Carmine at this point. Right? I'm not going to need these cards. I'm just going to try to 2-4-6 active. I need to look for a Night Stretcher or Rod, as well as a Generator. That Night Stretcher will do just fine. We will hit the Generator now. Or do I flip first? You know what? I feel like there's more non-energy in the deck than energy. So I am going to flip first. And hopefully draw non-energy. I hit 1 energy. That's unfortunate. I just need something here. I will gladly take the 2. We'll attach 1 onto this guy, and I think just because we're in a tight spot, I'll smack 1 on the Miraidon. Maybe I should have just taken 1 energy, but it's not the end of the world. We're going to retreat into Iron Hands here and pray that the game isn't that broken, and I could still amp you very much for... this is what I was afraid of. Amp you very much for... Oh, whoa! We got it. Figured it out. This is a nightmare. Who made this game the way it is? It is great, and I love it. But my god, does it make me laugh sometimes. That is the first Generator we've played. We still got Rod, and we've got an out to Iron Hand. So, I mean, they should have the KO on our active, because we didn't hit Charm. If we hit Charm, I think they still could have got it with the Max Belt if they're playing it, or Kieran plus Brave Bangle, and we know the deck plays Kieran. So I think we're still, yeah, that Ultra Ball is going to seal the deal. We're still going to fall pretty short against this deck, which is, man, 1 and 2 with Miraidon, dude. That does not feel good. These are just not the matchups I was looking for. I was looking for the Grimmsnarls because, you know, we got the early game pressure with Iron Hands, and we got so much boss potential against that deck. I was looking for the Gardevoir, the Dragapult, the slow big dogs in the format, but no. Instead, I'm just going to get bullied through and through. I mean, yeah, we'll see. Once they put the tool down, we got to give it to them. We got to just talk for a second with my opponent. There it is. Don't do any boom booms. Just take your attack, take your chip, be cool about it. Perfect. Yeah, no, Festival Leads is definitely a deck I wanted to showcase, literally just for this tool. I'm going to break the game one more time, just for this tool, because I think this tool is so strong, and I think it's the most powerful in this deck. So I definitely wanted to showcase this. If you guys want to see it, definitely let me know. And I hope you guys like Miraidon. I mean, that I think was a pretty unfortunate showing. I don't think those were the best matchups at all for Miraidon, but I mean, we gave it a good go. I feel like we, despite being in a rough matchup, and especially in some rough situations in those matches, we did work, I feel like, as well as possible, given the situations I'd probably put myself in. Was there a misplay or two? Yeah, most definitely. I'm not the best turbo deck player, but I mean, I feel like it was a fun deck. I've always enjoyed messing around with Miraidon, just because it's just research, Carmine, generator, swing, and just KO everything. So yeah, I mean, I hope you guys enjoyed. With that being said, stay epic. Peace.